The death of 4 University of Idaho students has left WSU feeling uneasy.
It's heartbreaking. I was shocked when I heard the news. We all got the text.
I feel like there's lots of questions for the community still left to be answered.
I would say I do feel safe, but I feel like it's like pretty unsettling.
And police released the blood alcohol content of an underage hit and run suspect next on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Reese Holmes.
And I'm Jonah Oakleaf. Thanks for tuning in to Murrow News 8.
4 University of Idaho students were killed yesterday in a suspected homicide. According to a press release from the Moscow Police Department, police received a call reporting an unconscious person at a home on King Road. When they arrived at the home, they found 4 people dead. They say this is an ongoing investigation, but there's no active threat to the community. U of I has canceled classes for today out of respect for the victims, but they'll be back in session tomorrow. U of I has also called to increase campus security to escort students to class. In a statement to the community, U of I President Scott Green said, "We are grateful for the support of the community and the ongoing efforts of the police department. The university is committed to supporting students and families during this difficult time." WSU also sent a text and email alert to students yesterday, notifying them of the homicide. The alert said that there is no known threat to WSU students. The Moscow Police Department says any individuals who may have information regarding the homicide should call the department at 208-882-COPS. We have more information on this case, and we sent reporter Daniela Juliocano over to the U of I campus.
This morning, the Moscow Police Department released the names of the 4 individuals that were found in yesterday's homicide. The individuals have been identified as Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Goncalves. All 4 victims were students at the University of Idaho. In a press release, the Moscow Police Department says details are limited in the investigation and there is no one in custody at the moment. Investigators are asking anyone with information related to the incident to contact the Moscow Police at 208-882-2677. Again, details are sparse. We reached out to Moscow PD for more information. As we get it, we'll bring it to you. From Moscow, Daniela Juliocano, Murrow News 8.
Pullman police arrested a WSU student for hitting 2 people with her car on Saturday night. According to Pullman Radio, the driver hit a male and female, a fire hydrant, and then fled the scene. Police located and arrested 19-year-old Carmen Fernandez for felony vehicular assault, hit and run, and driving under the influence. According to the Daily Evergreen, Fernandez's blood alcohol level was nearly twice the legal limit. The 2 pedestrians hit were sent to Pullman Regional Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Last night at the University of Virginia, 3 football players were killed and 2 more were injured following a fatal shooting. The shooting happened at 10:30 p.m. on a charter bus full of students returning from a theatrical play field trip. Police say that all students found dead on the scene were in fact juniors and that the shooting suspect, Chris Jones, was apprehended following a manhunt that lasted for more than 12 hours.
Coming up, your latest election results. We'll tell you how local and nationals are panning out as votes continue to pull in.
And how the weather will treat you on your drive back to the west side. Next, when we come back on Murrow News 8.
We want to take a moment to update you on the latest totals from last week's election. The Whitman County Auditor just dropped new vote totals this afternoon in the race for Whitman County Commissioner position 3. Republican incumbent Michael Largent slightly increased his lead to 62% with about 6,100 votes. Democratic challenger John Mark Menke has over 3,700 votes. The Pullman Regional Hospital bond proposal is currently passing with 74% of the vote. The proposition needs a supermajority of 60% to pass. And for the race for Secretary of State, Democratic appointee Steve Hobbs is projected to win a full term at the state capitol. Nonpartisan candidate Julie Anderson conceded to Hobbs last Thursday. Whitman County still has about 2,500 votes to tabulate, with new numbers expected Thursday evening.
Now, if we move over to the national elections to take a look at the races for House and Senate, you can see on your screen that we're looking at the Dems have in fact gained a seat in the Senate and the GOP have lost a seat, putting the split at 50-49 between the Democrats and GOP. Now, typically 51 seats are needed for the majority, but Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris will be the tie-breaking vote for Democrats in a 50-50 Senate. Though Georgia could give Democrats more power if they're able to hold on to it. Over in the race for the House, the GOP has gained 7 seats, putting them at 212 seats as of 1:39 p.m. today. The Dems have lost 8 seats and are sitting at 203 seats so far. Either side needs 218 seats to hold a majority, leaving 20 uncalled seats. Keeping in mind, totaling ballots can take time, so these are not officially the final numbers.
Albert James is joining us here at the desk. Albert, it has been just way too cold for November. Have you been feeling that too?
Well, Reese, it's not just you. I've definitely been feeling cold, and the data actually backs it up. Take a look at your screen here. This is a chart that I put together. You can see the gold line shows the actual average, what's normal for this time of year for temperatures. Every day so far this month has been below average except for the 4th and 5th. And today also it has been cooler than normal. Taking a look at today, the high was 36 degrees, very chilly overnight low. Expect 20 degrees for overnight conditions and foggy sunset just about 20 minutes ago. Looking at tomorrow, you can see it's still more of the same. Sunny conditions with some overnight fog. 20 degrees for the overnight low tomorrow, 39 for the high. Taking a look around the state, it was a mixed bag. Western Washington, actually the warmest place in the state. Sunny skies in Seattle and Olympia, mid-50s. We're not going to see that anytime soon. Central Washington, cool, but Eastern Washington takes the cake, being the coolest spots. Let's take a look at the 5-day now. Really, the biggest things you should know, it's going to be much of the same for the daytime highs, but those overnight lows are what you're going to want to look out for. Below freezing to start and end the days. As you go into, traveling for, Thanksgiving break, it is going to be dry but very cool. Of course, you're going to want to check the forecast because that can change at any time. Reese, Jonah?
Thank you, Mr. James. After we come back from the break, find out which Coug joined the Elite 1,000 Points Club.
The Cougar football team is officially bowl eligible after a 28-18 win over the Sun Devils on Saturday. The story early and often was Nakia Watson. 3 rushing touchdowns in the first half were complemented by 2 interceptions within a 2-minute time span, propelling WSU to a 28-point first half lead. In the second half, the Sun Devils punched back with some second effort plays. First, this cutback run by Zazavian Valade. Then, Jalen Conyers caught a 4th down ball behind the line of scrimmage and took it 47 yards for their first score of the day. WSU gave up all 18 points in the second half. Here's what Coach Dicker had to say.
There's going to be a lot of learns from this tape. Just off the naked eye, just sitting here, there's just a lot of different plays that you think about that we need to clean up. But I am still proud of our team. It's a hard-fought win. It's hard to win.
In basketball, things were on opposite sides of the spectrum between the WSU men's and women's teams. Charlize Ledger-Walker became the 21st player in Washington State history to score 1,000 career points. She got there in only 57 games, which ties her with former Coug Jeannie Eggert. Now Charlize averages 25 points per game this year, and in WSU's 89-61 win over Prairie View A&M, she dropped 24 points and 6 assists. In men's basketball, the Cougs traveled to Boise State and left with their first loss, 71-61. Murrow News 8's DJ Rodman had 14 rebounds, and TJ Bamba had 24 points. Also on Sunday, many fans of the Seahawks woke up at 6 a.m. to be frustrated by a slow start and disappointed by the finish. This play where Geno Smith gets sacked on 3rd down pretty much summarizes the first half for Seattle. The Seahawks were 0 for 4 on 3rd down before halftime, while Tom Brady and Julio Jones turned back the clock to 2016 with this underneath pass turned into a touchdown. Seattle's defense kept them alive in the second half when a Buccaneers trick play turned into another highlight for standout rookie corner Tariq Woolen. The Seahawks had a chance to cut it to a 1-score deficit when linebacker Devin White made the play of the game on Geno Smith. Tampa Bay took that fumble and extended their lead to 21-3. With less than 10 minutes left in the game, Geno found Tyler Lockett in the end zone, and a Cody Barton interception kept Seattle alive. Smith was clutch on 2 straight 4th down conversions, finding Marquise Goodwin in the end zone to cut the lead to 1 score. In the end, the defense wasn't able to stop the Bucs from running out the clock, and Geno Smith took full responsibility for costing his team the game.
And obviously, I got to protect the football. That can never happen. God made a great play as I was going down, but if I don't turn it over in the red zone, I think it's a different game. I can't have that. I can't have that happen. I hurt the team.
And we have breaking news out of Seattle. Rookie standout Julio Rodriguez is officially your American League Rookie of the Year. We'll be right back with you on Murrow News 8.
Thank you all so much for tuning in today on Murrow News 8. Have a great night.